Talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. We're gonna talk your face off. 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 Talk your face off.
Hey, yo.
Yo.
Thanksgiving. Early.
Yeah.
All.
Early. Yeah.
Everybody's got some good plans.
So I've been
Some
down
people
with,
have to work. Not everybody gets it off.
Yeah. I've been down with the sickness.
You are down with the sickness. I wasn't that sick. I was not feeling well, but I was one day in and out.
Dude, it was bizarre. So my whole family, it's been like end to end. Like, I think my daughter got sick first, then my son, then my wife. And then I was like, ooh, I think I might have beat it. Because I was like taking double shots of emergency packets.
Mm-hmm.
And then we came home from the race on Saturday. Bro, when we do the race recap, it was like chaos. Anyways, came home, had dinner, and I was like, ooh, I don't feel so good. Like my head started hurting, and then I took my temperature, and I was like, what? And then so I just went straight to bed. I was like, I'm out.
I'm checking out.
Yeah. But I went to school, went to work today. Not to school, but to work. So I was like, I tried to sit there and stare at the screen.
It's tough sometimes.
Well, and that's the thing that sucks about my work is like, and I'm sure other people have this problem too, but like I have a lot of welding I have to do right now, and I wear a respirator when I weld. And when you have a head cold and you're trying to breathe through a respirator, it's like it gets all sweaty and nasty in there, and you're like, this probably is not good for my lungs. So what's everyone up to? I'll try to keep my voice. I just popped in. Hopefully that clacking doesn't bother you, but you either get the clacking or you don't get me talking. So we'll see how long it lasts.
We could do without either.
What a jerk.
Hey,
you're garbage.
Hey.
Did you catch that text when you were like, oh, that wasn't meant for you? I was like, well, you're garbage.
I'm sorry to hear that, Axial 32.
That's
tough. He says life has turned upside down the last 2 days. Grandfather will likely not make it through Friday. Man.
Yeah. I went through that.
Those are tough times, man.
I went through that exact thing 7 years ago with my grandmother right before Thanksgiving. So I feel for you, man. So yeah. Racing Case says at that point you'd be better off breathing the welding fumes. I know. Right? Rather than sitting there circulating all the sickness in my respirator. But yeah, man, it's been we had a busy end of the week last week, and then I was going to talk about prep for the next race, but I'm going to wait till next Tuesday.
Okay.
That's our away race down in Oregon. So we got a 5-hour road trip to go down there and hopefully win some trophies. Well, we could talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this a little bit.
Yep. We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about in the show. We're going to talk about some of the sales.
Mm-hmm.
I was just looking through the Black Friday stuff on A-Main. Pretty big ones.
Yeah.
The Red Cat like hauler one, like that's like $200 off, like $349 for that huge thing.
Yeah.
That's even got me being like, what do I need that for? Because I've always liked the look of it.
Yep.
Reminds me of Cuba.
Yep, it does.
Yeah.
So we talk
sponsorships, but first let's let you talk about your trip.
Well, this is just a question scenario because I hate it when people, I shouldn't even start it that way. On trophy races like this, it's not uncommon for people to race down a class, right? So they can have better results.
Like go novice instead of whatever.
Yeah, well, I guess not even that. So, like, for instance, I was looking, I'm super nerdy. So I scouted, right? I was like, okay, who are these people signed up in these classes? Can I find them in any other races? Can I see how they're doing? How do I stack up? All that stuff. And in a couple of the novice racers are racing like stadium truck, short course truck, or wheeler. And where we're from, you can't race anything else until you're out of novice. Like you're a novice driver. And so to me, I'm like, well, if I see people that are signed up for like 3 classes that are also racing novice, does that mean Dalton can run novice? Because he's only got three races under his belt in sportsman.
Right.
And it's not like he's at the top of the heap when it comes to sportsmen.
And it's not like a local race,
Yeah,
a local place.
like he's not 10.
And he hasn't really done the scene and big level yet to phase out in that scene, right?
No, we've only done one kind of big-ish away race, and that was a different one in Portland, not different track, but so I was wondering about that. I was going to ask RRD what he thought and if they thought it was like unethical to put him in novice or not. What happens at that point, though, is that if he's in novice, he'd still run truck.
I think novice at a national or bigger level is a whole different class. It's a different class of racers than your local novice thing that the new people are coming in through, right? It's still pretty the faster guys of novice from I don't know. Oh, yeah. That's a tough call.
Well, our novice program's highly competitive, like highly competitive. So it's just a matter of going into the next class at 21.5 stock is uber competitive, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, so and he's probably not going to have a super huge. I mean, just like me, dude. Stadium truck right now, they're up to like 30 entries just for stadium truck.
Mm.
And I was like, bro, like, and the cool thing is though, they have triple mains or triple A mains, and all the lower mains have the top 2 bump from all lower mains. So you keep going if you kept on winning, which would be nice. So I don't know. I was just thinking about that. Like, is it ethical or is it unethical to put him in novice for one more race? I don't know what we're getting into out there either. Like, I don't know if there's a lot of like super fast people or not. I was looking at what's it called, RC sign up, and some of them their cars are listed and they have some pretty nice stuff. So I'm like, well, maybe they are good racers, or I have no idea. But this race is going to be a big one. So I'm excited to see this one.
It'll be
Thanks,
fun.
Psycho.
It's always
Yeah.
fun going on a road trip too.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep. And I got to figure out how we can expense a day early or leave super early on that Friday, because it's open practice from like 8 to 4,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's controlled practice. So
I'm going through and pulling some of these out while we're talking. Some of the sales I'm seeing that are like, ooh.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
So Nick B says, I think Tony's talking about off-road, like dirt, but no, we're talking about the race down in Portland that we're going to. That's a carpet race indoor, and whether I should have Dalton run novice or run him in sportsman, since he's already had 3 races in sportsman. Oh, Nick B said,
I don't know exactly how it all works in in the scene? Since is that just a local hobby shop designation to being phased up, or
What do you mean?
like when you class out of novice locally, does that class you out of it on national stuff too?
I would assume so. I mean,
It would
he
have been
has.
BMX, like you were in a league that was sanctioned for like
Yeah, there's nothing
ABA
sanctioned.
or NBL or whatever.
Yeah,
And so then your whatever class you had, raced out of, like after 10 wins, you bump up to the next class.
yeah.
Um, but
No, it's
that
not.
that was even national events. You had to race whatever. So you could
Yeah,
have had the thing was like you'd have some really crappy tracks that people would win at and move up into like expert, but they couldn't compete on the national level and expert races because they weren't
yeah,
anywhere near it. So
yeah,
um
yeah. So this race is at Superior RC Raceway. It's not a national. Or it's not a like a sanctioned event. It's just a charity race, just a big one. He wants to run a novice, but I want to keep him super. Having that competition. I guess he could probably run both. It just costs more. Uh, but it's just more of the ethical thing. It's like he's fast for novice. He might be too fast for novice. I don't know.
JJ Eaton says he's getting the LCG for his mini. So there's the LCG chassis stuff now. Oh, you got your Reefs Ultimate bundle. These old flapping
Ooh,
lips. 888. Oh, dang.
that's cool.
I never get into those things. I only want what I want.
Yep.
I don't want randomized. I've never
I
gotten
know.
like the box club stuff or anything like that. Just not my style. If I'm putting money towards things.
Harley's explanation of the optic kit was good today about how they didn't want to figure out if a RC shop or if a hobby shop just wanted to have which ones they wanted in stock. That way they could
Oh,
just order one SKU.
yeah. Well, that's what I figured it was. It's so hard to skew that out and then be like, oh, I've only got this color in stock. Well, I didn't want
Yeah.
that color. I wanted to buy this.
Right.
And then they're stuck with it on their shelves and people are ordering online instead. And it does make a mess, but they wanted to offer a ton of colors, right?
Right. Right.
If you're just doing one or two, that's easier to skew.
Yeah.
But when you're trying to offer what they were offering, I totally get it. That's what I said right away. Like the whole reason is not overwhelming hobby shops,
Yeah.
or they make a bunch and people
And then
only order one color
right.
and
Right.
they're
Right.
stuck with all these other kits at the warehouse that no shops wanted
Yeah.
to risk, doing an orange or a yellow or whatever colors.
Yeah.
Totally makes sense to me. I'm seeing there's a lot of comments.
Yeah.
What
Nick
do you
B
think about
says
the new Traxxas Bigfoot monster truck? That's a good thing to talk about.
it is.
I think it looks pretty sick.
It doesn't look
I
bad.
know my solid axle friends are kicking themselves hearing me say that, and all the people that think I hate Traxxas still and shouldn't. Like, I'm not a fan of theirs, but
Yeah.
that looks like a fun truck to run. Like, I thought the video was stupid. Like, we got a Bigfoot. What am I gonna do? Let's skate park the whole video. Like, at least do a little more homage to like some monster truck stuff.
Yeah.
But the engine sounds on. I'm like, oh, we're gonna have some Big America stuff. And then they only did the grind stuff in like the big airs of the. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
It'd been fun to have a little more actual monster truckiness with it. Like it's got the Bigfoot label, but it looks. What I said is there's gonna be a lot of destroyed racing street bodies coming up very soon.
Dude, they had
Destroyed. People are gonna destroy those things with that much power.
the thing that the photographer did win. He won the money shot with that twisted up frame picture with the tires all torqued out. That's like their thumbnail picture, I think. That's like nailed it. Like can't complain about it. That
I'm
was
pretty sure
pretty
iJump RC is the guy that did it. Who, in the beginning when I first got in, that's all I would watch were his videos. They were money. Like, it's all cinematography.
Yeah.
And then he was also making the Traxxas videos. So then he stopped really running the iJump RC stuff. He was still doing the stuff for Traxxas and all that. But yeah, amazing cinematography, editing, all of that. And I mean, honestly, it's a great video. It's just like it's Bigfoot. So you didn't
Yeah.
mute it. That was good.
Huh?
That all came through. That was fantastic. You're like, achoo. But yeah.
Whatever.
So yeah, I think it's cool. I know that it started some wars in the solid axle monster truck thing about whether or not to post it, and then people
What?
getting all like, "This isn't solid axle," you know.
Really?
And then like other people be like, "Come on, guys, it's Bigfoot. It's still a monster truck." Just
Yeah.
anyway, like, yeah, there was a whole bunch of, and then some admins I think stepped down, and others were elevated. It was a
Really?
couple of days. Oh yeah, I texted my buddy. I'm like, "So what'd you think of that Bigfoot Traxxas?" Knowing that he was one of the guys in on it all. I had to like just hand grenade, throw it in there.
That's funny. I
The
didn't think
body
it.
is great looking. So part of me is like, okay, I hate it in that my buddy used to make those, but then they lost it because Bigfoot was going to do it with Traxxas. I think J Concepts probably lost it too. Still came through. Is your mic on? Maybe it's not even on. Maybe it's coming through somewhere else.
Is this on?
I don't know. It
Oh, well, the
is your
audio is
settings
different.
wrong?
Yeah, the audio is different earlier.
Yeah.
How about
Anyway, that's super hot now. Wow,
Wow.
you're blowing up the.
How about now? Better?
A little hot.
Yeah. Now you hear all that deep.
Yeah, now you sound sick. Like, no, he's fine. I don't even hear.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty good. That sounds good. I just have to turn my speaker down a little. So where were we?
I don't know. I was doing this.
Yeah, that worked.
There
you go. So we can go back to it. There wasn't a bad livery in the bunch. I agree with that on the optic. Like, 100%. I would be happy. I mean, I would love the green one, right? Because I like the black and green.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I would have taken any of them. Like, and you'll be able to buy them later anyway, which is cool. Just get them out into the stores, let it be randomized, and then buy the color you want. Like, it's easy to change. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Yeah, Bigfoot 8. Okay, so I'm pretty caught up now.
Yeah.
What's up, Dirk? Got a link. Tony had not seen it. We could show it.
Yeah, I gotta show a video too. It's funny. I haven't actually listened to the audio on this video, but I gotta show a video of when we were handing out the pit mats to the girls.
Oh yeah, the photo is fantastic, by the way, that they got where it's all squatted out, and it's a fantastic.
Oh, that.
So what it reminds me of is, so I had done this. We'd done the J Concepts used to make a slash monster truck upgrade kit that would lift it and do all this stuff, so you could turn a slash.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Into a monster truck, and I had one of those, like a Gravedigger one. It was awesome. I'm going to presentation mode here. Show just a quick photo of this.
Do it.
I'm going to start with just showing that thumbnail. I mean, that's really nice,
isn't it? Though.
Yeah.
I told you.
I don't just want to go straight to the video of it though. I'd rather go to the model showroom if we can. So none of them are technically their Bigfoots or solid axle or anything. Yeah, here's the new one. I mean, it has looks. I like that they took the time to lift it and put the sponsor plates and all that to try and make it feel lifted. But I mean, that chassis hangs down and it's a basher.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the way I like that they didn't repurpose a wheel and they put a wheel that looks semi-scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a little detail, but I think it looks pretty good.
Style and all that, yeah.
Yeah, I think it looks really good.
Yep. I haven't actually looked at how the body clips on. If that's going to make it really annoying for, trying to purpose it for other things. I guess you could always just put a tonneau cover over it, right? Yeah, you could put a tonneau cover over that if you wanted to kind of hide some of that stuff.
Doesn't bother me. It's a basher. It's not a scale monster truck.
Well, I'm just saying if you wanted to use that body on other monster trucks. There's all I'm saying, it had some kind of weird, but there's not holes in it, so that's a good start. It's using clipless stuff, so that's good. But yeah, very much like a Slash with Stampede wheels on it. Or I guess it's Stampede 4x4.
There's
Still
some
kind of the
car.
same thing.
There's some car crushing right there.
Car crushing, yep. Yeah, these photos are good. I don't remember it in the video. I was also busy and I didn't get to finish the video.
I didn't finish the video. I was like, that's enough skate park for me.
I think they went to the big air jumping stuff that he does in California.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
Did he jump an airplane? That would have been cool.
But that stuff's cool there. I feel like that was the start, and then they just left. But that all has kind of Big America vibes with the beachy
I like the paint.
beachy stuff.
The paint actually shows up that it's like that sparkly blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, this footage looks really sick.
Yep.
I just
all I
video
need is some neon lights outlining the car body now. I got your audio coming through.
Is it gone now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of skate park. And then I went to the big air trails that they do a lot of the Traxxas videos. So yeah, I didn't really see any of the crush car stuff.
I didn't last. Yeah.
Yeah, there's none there. So there wasn't any. So they must have done this other stuff in-house or something for the page. Anyway, that's enough on that. Well, we can talk sales. People can look up sales. There's some really good ones. I'll point out some of my favorites I saw quickly on Black Friday.
Do it.
Maine. Do it. Scottsdale.
Ooh.
Pretty rad looking. I would be tempted at that kind of pricing to look into something like this.
Really? It's too expensive for me. I want the body.
Nice. I mean, it's just like the transfer cases and some of the stuff on it's kind of nice. But yeah, which allows for that body, Yeah, it's already pre-done. But this $349, $200 off. $200 off of a $500 thing is a big deal.
That's a big deal.
That one tells me they're not selling very well, and they have a whole warehouse full of them probably trying to recoup.
Man, I wish I still had my Red Cat wholesaler thing. I was so bummed when that fell out.
This being back down to $95.
Solid. I like the pink.
Is a great price on these. These are just amazing, capable. So that's 2 Red Cats already. The X Max is $200 off. Not as big of a price savings off of $1,000. Still 20% off, almost 18%. They're saying, not bad.
Not at all.
For people, but so here's the black version of the Scottsdale.
Yeah, it's pretty.
But then the actual just 10th scale is $239. That's a killer deal for a ready to run, and this thing was super capable.
Yeah.
So
you're gonna be
the red one's even $231.
Oh.
So, but yeah, this Fear Tech, I still like these. $84 with the transmission, all that on there.
With the transmission and the
metal transmission.
Wow.
And then this $389 for the Sen car, which if you really want a cool rally car, these things are really cool. But yeah, those are the ones that I saw when we were just talking. Those ones stood out to me as ones I would be interested in. Now, this one is probably the least, even though it's the best deal. It's that whole, like with the Sen truck. Yeah. If you're not going to pull trailers or you're not going to haul around your car at some show.
Yep. What do you use it for?
What are you going to use it for? It's not going to you're not just going to drive it around to drive it around.
Make it into
a very purpose built, like show. It's kind of show offy, but
yeah. Well,
it's a cool way to show stuff off.
Some people are into that.
Yep.
So RPP has a bunch of Black Friday stuff. I'm trying not to sneeze on camera.
Yeah.
The thing I like about RPP is that you can compound their coupon.
Oh.
So if you go into Save Big or whatever it is, you get the little monthly coupon, which is 10% off. So you could do the sale and the 10%.
Oh, so you get 20% off. Oh
depending
no,
on what
whatever
it
the
says.
price is, you can still take another 10% off.
Yeah, so like
Whatever
for
the sale price
instance,
is. Wow.
your Red Cat Fusion is $3.99. And then if I take that and I get the coupon code, which is NOV10, let's see if it works on that. It doesn't always work on all the stuff because it depends on the manufacturer. Let's see. Did it work? I don't know if it worked. I don't know if it worked. It's
Okay.
not valid on that one. But
Didn't work.
not on that one, but it normally works if you do it on other things. So,
Are you a Cletus fan? In fact,
McFarlane,
yeah.
I don't
You watch
mind
his
it.
stuff?
I don't go to watch it. No,
Oh, I think it's entertaining. I think I would hope it would be cool if Arma did something with him.
you know what I think is super entertaining lately?
The butterflies.
Sunday Cool.
Sunday
Yeah,
Cool, right? Dude, those
yeah,
guys are hysterical.
it's so funny.
The one
And
about the Chinese spy balloon is so funny.
when I was having dinner tonight, I played the Fartless song for my wife, and she's like, "Why'd you play that for me?" And I'm like, "Cause it's like the Kanye song, but it's fartless." Like, oh no,
Hey,
but
here
the
we
stream
go.
ended. Hey, thanks a lot, Nick. I appreciate it. Cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Thank you. Yeah.
Um, no,
The
they're
stream has
hilarious.
gone
And
up in price to do. I just saw in my bank
oh
account.
yeah,
It is $45 now
yeah.
a month for us to run these. That's
Did you ever look at?
now that's $11 an episode for us.
Did you ever look at Ecamm? See if what you liked, if it was
I don't
different or
like
not.
change when things are just easy and working. We should look into it. How much? I mean, if it's not a huge price savings, it's the
I don't
hassle of.
remember.
Yeah, we'll
Yeah,
have to look. We're gonna be
I
like,
don't remember.
we're gonna be faking it. Like, hello, I've got
So
Pablo here. We'll do FaceTime, and I'll just hold you next to me, and we'll just do like an actual YouTube live, and just
I like it. Native.
we're here together. One of us is on a phone. Here, talk. Yeah, cost has gone up. Cost of doing streaming.
So I wanted to share this really quick. Can you see those pictures?
Yes. Oh yeah.
So
They came in.
so yeah. So these are the pit mats, and the girls loved them. They are so awesome. I
Oh,
guess you
those are
can't really see
cool.
the. So these they haven't relaxed yet. Like they just pulled them
Yeah.
out and laid them down. But you can kind of see up on the top here where it's got the checkerboard, black and pink checkerboard,
Yeah.
just like our logo. Dude, thank
Those
you
are
all
sweet.
that helped out with that because that is super rad. And then we're doing the second half of the gift
When you get it in.
for the December 6th race, I think it is, whatever that
Okay.
next race is. It's our Christmas race. So
Nice. I dig it,
yeah.
dude.
So
Those are
it
sharp. That's a bright pink.
is super bright. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was really cool though. Like it was oh, dude, they were super pumped about it. And it's just it added another layer of everyone was there in the corner this last race, and everyone had
Mm.
each other's backs. And there was like this race was super hard on the cars. We were attending to RCU, and it was like, bro, like they did open practice on Friday, and
Bro.
dude, practice is brutal for us because normally on a race day you have 3 hours or 2 hours in between heats, right? So if they
Mhm.
break them in their heat, then we get to fix them and it's ready to go. Then, but during practice on Friday nights, it's like every half hour they're practicing, and we had 5 cars running or 6 cars running, and they were like double booked. So
Yeah.
like they would come in hammered, and then they would break, and then we would fix them, and like, oh, dude, it was we're adding another car to the fleet because of how crazy it was. I mean, it was just we had cars come in, both A arms broken in one crash. It's like and it's the kind of thing where it's like I'm so happy that like these kids and these adults are like getting the opportunity to try it, but then I'm like I so badly just want to look at them and be like,
what? What'd you do?
I know.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so Nick B, those race mats they're from RC Raceworks. I don't have a picture of the logo on it, but they're pretty sweet. We showed it if you hop on the stream last time.
Yeah, it's not their logo, the girls. The one from the company RC. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so that was super brutal, and it was just like so one of the girls broke her servo, and it was kind of one of those things where
your hat has a hat and it's cracking me up. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Your hat has a hat on it and it's cracking me up right now.
It's like a little sombrero.
Sorry. I'm cracking up at it as I saw it.
I'll have to do this. There. Nope, not any better.
You just have to get taller.
There you go. Anyway, so the wheels were coming off, and she came up to me, and I was standing next to the stand, and she's like, kind of like losing it, and I'm like, it's all right. Like, let's just go over there. We got a team. That's what the team's for. And we just started getting into her car and rebuilt the whole front end, put a new servo in. We're like, there you go. You're good to go. And then one of the girls, the 10-year-old girl, and she was battling in B main and won B main and got to A main for the first time. And that was really cool. And then we had two girls on the podium at the end of the day. So both Olivia and another girl got on the podium. So Olivia's 3-0. I think if she gets 2 more first place finishes and 2 TQs, she clinches the season.
And they get sponsored and kicked out of the club.
We'll get to that.
Oh, did I?
Links in the description. No, just kidding.
What did he? No.
No cough button.
All right, I have to look at what our other topics were. Oh, so I don't know if Brian's still here, Brian Kochner, but I have a new build coming. Yeah, I'm thinking I thought of Brian because I have Brian's build. Yes. I don't have many builds from people, but Brian's, and I have another one coming.
Yeah,
I showed you pictures.
Are you going to show pictures on the?
I'm not going to show pictures on it. I'm going to let him show them first.
All right.
Or do a video or something on them. Speaking of, the videos have done really well, but especially the mini. I guess I need to do more mini content because 5,000 some views in less than a week. So
nice. Well, I was going to tell you.
People have spoken. Do some more mini comp content. All right, I hear you.
So next week,
I wanted it anymore, but I was wrong.
When we're at the race next week, they have a 24 skill course there.
Nice.
A crawling course. So I'm going to be setting that up and going there. Maybe we'll do some gentleman crawling. Yeah. So that'd be cool. 'Tis the season for the mini.
It is. It's getting cold. It's snowing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little snow here the other day.
That's crazy.
I saw RC Driver had snow.
What?
Yeah, he just did a video. And he couldn't drive outside, so I went to the hobby shop. He showed some of the sales, which is what took me to A main. I saw some of those sales. The Traxxas ones is what he was talking about. But
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, that's exciting.
All the savings are happening. All the deals are right now.
I know.
All right. So do you have any other cool deals that you saw? Has anybody in the chat seen any cool deals?
I honestly haven't been shopping.
Ooh, GPS Dynamite speed meter. I do need another one of those.
I'm on like a spending freeze before Christmas.
Yeah, I gotta save up for some kids stuff.
Yeah,
for some presents and such.
Yep. I know, and we
But
got
I
this.
just want my wife something nice, so I might be able to find something on these lists that she could get me since I don't buy as much of it for myself as I used to. Haven't had the flow of income to spend the extras on it.
Well, and guess what I had to pony up for the next race for 3 cars. I'll give you a guess.
Your race stuff?
Tires.
Yeah, that's
A 3-day race full of tires. I'm like, seriously? Lake effect.
feet worth of snow. Oof. I did see that even starting on Thanksgiving through the weekend, potential snow for this area.
What game was it?
This is a good question. I don't think so. If you install enough stuff on a Traxxas TRX4MT, is it? No. And actually, it's now more considered a monster truck.
There you go.
So the less Traxxas it becomes, the more monster truck it becomes. I think there's a ratio. Bunch of trails on sale.
Oh, that's cool. Do you see what Sinister said? This kind of goes hand in hand with what we're going to talk about later. This goes hand in hand with what we're talking about later.
I think they should be because they're getting these deals too. Like,
well, yeah, but what I mean is that they're also they're locked into pricing. Hobby shops are locked into pricing.
Yep.
But if they will match a part that's maybe not the same name part, but match the price, that's something cool too. So, you know what I mean? Like if they don't carry Treel, but they have a different axle or whatever, that's brass or aluminum or whatever.
That's cool.
I need to blow my nose.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not going to blow it on the screen though.
I'm pulling up our little list here.
Do it. What did I talk about? I don't even remember now.
Oh, the discounts we have seen. What's the biggest discounts we've seen? Those $200 ones are some of the biggest I've seen. Like the Red Cat is huge. There's more coming. They're not even letting all of them out right now. I think on actual Friday there'll be even more. We're seeing, I think, the pre Black Friday sales right now. They're calling them Black Friday sales, but I think we're going to see more than is listed.
See, I was going to. You still there?
X5 Pro is pretty good. Yeah.
It just keeps on saying accessory disconnected. I was going to just make you go full screen so I could blow my nose, but then I figured you'd probably prank me and try to make me come up on the screen anyway.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah.
It turn more than that. I can full screen and get you still. The Big Rock for $349. 1/10 scale. Did those sell out already? It says out of stock. Oh, in-store deal only. That's why. That's why. In-store deals. Okay.
$17 for a Spectrum.
Kit is $299.
That's not that great of a deal.
It was $429. There's
whatever.
Us.
Hey.
So that's $30 off.
Or so I thought you were. I thought it was talking about the base camp kit. That's why I was like,
oh yeah, no, that's their comp kit.
Yeah, comp kit is good.
They do have some huge sales on their clearance stuff, like the Spectrum motors.
Yeah,
like the 2-in-1s and stuff. Those were insane deals on those.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I mean, I run them and I think they're fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Take
they have
it easy, Max Paul.
1400 for $71.
Boom. 2.2 Mickeys are sold out, Tanker says. Those are nice tires.
Oh, I got my Hyraxes in for $20 a pair for my SCX6. I need to put those on. Yeah, I mean, this is a killer deal. You don't find a brushless crawler
All in
motor
one. Yeah.
for $72.
How many kVs? 1400.
That's where I like to live. Man. I like the slow speed. Put 3S in that thing. Super creep.
You only run the 2S. You're not man enough for
I only
3S.
run the 2s. I only run the 3s. I don't have many 2S batteries anymore.
I know. Those are rookie
I don't know what to
numbers.
use them for. All right, so happy Thanksgiving AA Day. Yeah, they had a bunch of tires. All right, let's talk. We're 40 minutes in. We haven't even hit the big topic yet. That's definitely going to get at least. I know you're sick and you don't want to go forever. It's holiday week, so you don't want to go super long. So we're at 40 minutes in. Let's talk sponsorships.
No, it's more. It's more than sponsorships. It's sponsorships
marketing
next to hobby shops. Sponsorships has always been a pain in the ass. It's about the sponsorships taking it.
There's just my sponsorship from YouTube paying me money.
No, it's about them taking money away from local hobby shops.
Yeah. So I will say here, I've had some things where I'd get discounts from places, and that does make it tough because
your brother doesn't get discounts.
Comes out. No, he doesn't. That was a really good one. That was a lot of fun.
That's good.
I mean, I do that to more people because that was really good. But I used to get some discounts, and it makes it tough to say, okay, that new item's coming out. I'm going to order it and get my discount on it and get it here versus buying it at my local shop, who I want to also support by buying stuff. And I somewhat justify it like, okay, I buy all my other stuff from them. Like, all my, and I go out of my way to buy other stuff, even that I may not super need just to buy stuff. But it definitely puts you in a weird spot.
Well,
that's for me, but for racers and sponsorships, I wasn't even sponsored. I just had a discount, and I couldn't. I could buy a ton of products on discount, and it didn't matter. I wasn't locked into a brand deal or sponsorship. So there's that to talk about because that also
that's different. That's how
of it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I fall into. I have like one performance sponsor, and then the other stuff I have are just like ambassador stuff, like fun ambassador stuff right now.
Yep.
But the way I look at it is that I do agree that some of these things are a little oversaturated. I don't think that they're as easy to get as people think they are. To get the argument is
there's a lot though on every local level, and that wasn't in other sports that I was a part of.
For sure.
You didn't just have a bunch of people sponsored by bike companies at your local tracks.
No.
That were just getting free stuff or even discounted stuff. Like everybody was buying locally at their shop.
Yeah.
Or from dance competition through BMX Bus magazine. But calling in.
Well, and here's the thing that's tough. So like, for instance, I have a really sweet deal with Associated, but I don't want to, like, when I do like the raw video for them lately, it's like part of that. It's part of being an ambassador. It's part of like, having like the girls program where I'm like, if I have a part that fits their car, I'm just giving it to them. Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's a little bit of different aspect to it versus being. A lot of people think that these like contract sponsorships,
but it wasn't just straight up through racing.
No. But here's where it gets really, really kind of screwy: is that people see that, and then people get pissed, and then they have like a class. Say it's like a 17.5 sportsman class. Then they say you can't have any sponsors. Like it's
Yeah.
a no
But so
sponsor
here's
class.
to play the devil's advocate,
Okay.
Mr. Sponsored Driver, who just gave your part to a kid that now doesn't have to buy it from the hobby shop
Right.
because you get parts at discounts or whatever, and you're giving them. So that's something that takes away from them buying from the hobby shop a part that actively breaks and you should be buying. Maybe they don't stock it, and so maybe that's why they came to you to get to the part, or maybe they do stock it and you just stole money from your local hobby shop.
Yeah.
You're not going to go out of business and you won't be able to race anymore. And who are you going to give the parts then to then?
Okay. So here's the thing.
Sorry.
I've seen hobby shops having. I'm gonna be careful on how I say this. I've seen hobby shops having opinions that it's taking away from. Okay, so at the base of sponsorship, what's the point of a company sponsoring someone? Give me 2 points. It's easy. Slam dunk.
It's marketing.
What's that?
It's marketing.
Ah, yes, marketing.
Yep.
Yeah. And so they have to track a return on investment, right? ROI.
It's not always marketing though. If they can lock in enough drivers who will only buy their brands, like they're also getting brand loyalty, I think, out of it by doing it for some people that aren't actually giving them any marketing,
Uh-huh.
on a local level. Because honestly, like some of the really good guys at our tracks wouldn't share squat with you as far as tips, or
Right.
like they were the guys you didn't want to deal with. Like,
Right.
so they weren't like an ambassador for the hobby in that way.
Yeah.
But they
See,
weren't also like doing anything that was advertising.
I think you and I have a different like for us, we see it, but we also for us, I know you're a generous guy when it comes to like giving people parts if they break or do all that kind of
Yeah.
stuff. And I think we come from it at a different angle. Like we're trying to be ambassadors to the hobby.
Right.
We're not like cutthroat racers, like you're saying, not sharing tips and all that kind of stuff with other people. But I think that's why companies entrust us with a little bit more leeway and allow us to do stuff because then, so like for instance, I want to start partnering with a couple companies for the girls team, right?
Mhm.
It's great marketing for whoever wants to sign up with it. Like it's great. It's going to be really good marketing, especially if these girls continue and we grow the program and they start finding podiums and it's very unique in the market space right now. Very unique. Now, I saw this as an issue because we have trackside support, and honestly, I buy from them every race something, right? But I also stock on my own because I get it like a lot cheaper. Are my A arms, the commonly broke stuff.
Yeah.
But every week I buy something from them. But so what I identified, I went in there and I said, hey,
Yeah.
what brands do you carry in here that are of this and this and this type of part? Because these are the kind of sponsors I want to get for the girls. And so they told me, and I go, the reason why I'm asking this is because if we get this name and this name as our sponsor, then they see that stuff on their cars. They see their cars start to perform, and then guess where they go? They go to the trackside support and buy that part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But also I think that there's twofold to it. So like a track RC shop and a non-track RC shop are two different monsters, like totally different monsters.
Yeah. I think that a track RC shop actually has a harder time in some ways.
How
Like,
so?
well, because the type of people they bring in are these sponsored drivers. So I know hobby shop owners that say they'll never host racing. They don't want the
Really?
clientele they bring in who aren't
Yeah.
going to buy squat from them anyway, and all they're going to do is complain
Right.
about the track layouts are going to leave a mess.
Yeah.
and they they complain that the fees of entry are too low. Well, you got to charge a lot because they're not buying parts.
Well, see, that's
So
what Nick B just said. He said the scene is changing or charging so much, not necessarily locally, but nationwide. I mean, so for
the
us,
one that I went to, like the track that in Virginia, I mean, they sold bashers too because guess what? People are coming and buying it, and
they sold
bashers
what?
aren't sponsored.
Oh,
So
bashers. Yeah.
bashers are buying. Like before I did any of this, or like I would just show up at my hobby shop and I'd buy everything there. Oh, I
Yeah.
need new tires. This tire's bald. Here,
Yep.
buy these. Here, like
Yep.
everything was just direct through
Mm-hmm.
the hobby shop. You
Right.
know. So anyway, it's a very interesting dilemma, especially in that the distributors are now also dealers.
Yeah. Well,
Um,
the thing is, though, too, I think the whole market has changed when it comes to marketing your company
yeah.
because now it's all on social, it's all on Facebook, and I mean, honestly, I don't understand why more hobby shops aren't partnering with local influencers. Like to me, that seems like a no-brainer. Like because every local place has their Facebook group. You know what I mean? That talks about
When I'm not out working,
crawling.
I'm at
Yeah, you know
Joe
what I mean?
Hobby's.
Or if it's crawling or if it's bashing or if it's racing, they all have a Facebook group in your location. And it's nice when you do see, oh, so and so has like J&S Hobbies or one of our local hobby shops. One of our watchers, Don, that's on here every now and then, posted up saying, "Hey, they have the Grom Minis or whatever the trucks, and they're like they have a couple of them in stock or whatever. Go get them quick." Like, stuff like that. But there's not enough partnership, I don't think, with marketing. And how do you market the hobby shop? You know what I mean? Like they have like because they have their groups and their. It's funny because I think that a lot of the tracks that have trackside support also sponsor a couple drivers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, well, you're doing it too, but yes, they're coming there. So maybe figure out a way to make it tiers or figure out to get the right sponsored person to spread the word and say, hey,
Yeah.
they have this, because like,
Or come
and
alongside them and sponsor them.
yeah,
Like, hey, we have the same deal.
right, right.
Remember
And
what they said.
well, and I think to Nick's point, one of the things that I would really love to see is for sponsors to actually sponsor uh, financially. So, like, say I got a sponsor from Joe's
That's only going to
Fast.
happen with the top racers that are just winning and
Well,
really bringing in money.
right, but what I mean is, like, say you got a sponsor from Joe's Bearings, right,
Yep.
or whatever. I'm just saying a bearing,
Yep.
and they said, "Hey, we'll sponsor you. We'll give you, the obligatory 10% discount on the website, but we're going to pay for 3 of your entry fees."
Yeah, Axial. 32. Yeah.
You know what I mean? 3, like if they would pay for 3 entry fees, I'd be like, and those entry fees are for like, like this race down in Oregon that we're going to.
Yeah.
I would say,
It's going to be harder for them to drop money because what they're doing now is they're offering, and they're just losing at cost or maybe a little above cost product. So it's a discount to the racers, but it's not at any cost really to them.
Well, here's the other
And
thing.
that's why they can do so many in some ways, which is why
Well,
it does drive some of the hobby shops crazy.
here's a secret that happens to people like us, like me, that has a couple deals with companies. You get a discount, but then they add on a service fee that you don't have to pay for if you get retail. And then they add on shipping that you don't get if you get retail.
Yeah.
And so you have to make a huge order for both of those to mitigate. And yes, you're kind of it's kind of like the Costco model, you're
Yeah.
paying, but at the same time, you are getting some good deals and you're getting the new stuff and all that. But
Yeah.
And I'm not complaining about it.
It's
I'm
tough.
just
Like
I'm
I don't fault companies for going after it, right? Because they're also in competition. The thing is, if they drive the shops to the point where there's no shops left for them to host races,
right,
and who did it really serve? And
right,
so then it comes to the companies like how many, if you are hurting local shops, how many people does it make sense to sponsor?
right,
And then,
right.
or even think about how many they're sponsoring in an area so they're not flooding. So like Die Hard, that's a pretty decent race scene there. So they probably have more sponsored drivers than some other places, or I don't know.
Maybe. I'd be
But
surprised. I mean, I don't think there's that many because, but I mean, we have on average 165, I would say, entries per race. It's pretty big. And that's on an average race. That's not a big fancy race. It's just an average race.
yeah.
So that's pretty
And you're
good.
not supposed to share your discount with people, but there's
Right.
some people saying that they're buying stuff for other people at the discounted rate, which is hurting the hobby shops because people aren't honest, and that's a hard thing to. Who do you blame
Yeah.
in that? You can't blame the car company, right? You got to blame the
No.
sponsored driver,
Right. Right.
and it's like, yeah. So, man, it's one of those tough things as you see, shops struggle, and people are like, oh, they struggle because they're. Yeah. It's also a very interesting hobby in that there's a lot of big heads
A
and a
lot.
lot
Yeah.
of very opinionated people in this hobby.
Yeah.
And so
Well,
when you get that, and then the hobby store owner is also an RC hobby person who also has one, there's a lot of like blow ups
well,
where it's like, I'll never shop there again because he's a blow. And then they go around telling everybody how arrogant they are and how they don't
yeah.
listen to you. And like, but people come in with terrible ideas and they just are like, no, you shouldn't do that. Like, but then that person goes and puts, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a weird hobby in some ways in that way that,
Yeah.
so I'm sorry if I'm talking about some of you guys, but people are very easily offended by direction from shop owners, and some shop owners are too opinionated. And if you have a personality where you can't put up with that, then you just never go there. And
Right.
I'm just more of like I like that fact that we have a shop, and I'm willing to overlook and not, you know,
Well, and I think
just
I
overlook
think
it, just shop there
some
anyway.
something that you said that needs to have the pieces connected is that I think that manufacturers, distributors, shops, tracks have to communicate better.
Yeah.
Like I don't under like so that's the thing that I think is frustrating is when they come after the person that's sponsored or the people or whatever. It's like, whoa, why don't you talk to the people that are feeding them first? Because you have these contracts with them. Like, why don't you just say, hey, you're sponsoring too many people. I'm losing money. Or
Yeah.
or work together and say, hey, is there a way
You
that
won't
we
have
could
a sponsor here very soon because
right
gonna put us under.
or work together and say, hey, is there a way that we could buy your part for cheaper and then we can carry your sponsor drivers and let them buy from our store
Yeah.
at their sponsor rate? You know what I mean? Like to me,
Yeah.
that seems like a no. Like to me, that seems like I would
So they
do
can
that
make a
all
little
day.
on it still. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let's talk low CTLR just dropped those announcements, which Harley, that was hilarious, dude. Did you see that where he checked it to see if it was generated with AI?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where does he come up with this stuff?
Where does he
I
find
Because
the
he's so
time?
into it. He's in there using the AI stuff all the time, and so
Yeah.
he noticed like the trademarks of it. How funny that we're going to be seeing that all the time. We're going to use
Well,
AI to tell us that things are AI soon.
I know. Well, here's the
Um,
thing, though. I'm not too proud to beg, or I'm not switching. I'm not jumping ships when it comes to racing. But Associated doesn't have Masha Truck Racing. Associated doesn't have U4 Racing. So I'd be more than happy to see if I could partner with Losi to do those two things because we miss U4 racing and we don't have a car that can do it anymore. We could take a 8 scale buggy and do it, but that's way too expensive
yeah.
to convert an 8 scale buggy
Yep.
race buggy than
Oh,
it
I
is
just
to
saw
get.
Tanks and Trucks is in here again. What's up, Steve? Crawler baller. What's going on? Some new people just popped in. Yeah. So the thing that they had though is they're doing it through a company, and
Right.
so like it seems great. I don't know enough about it. I'm gonna be curious how it all pans out. I guess. So I saw some people being like, "Oh, they're the people in the motorsports thing,
Right.
and they're just a middleman that's going to take a cut." Like, what's it needed for? Like, so,
Well, it depends on how they do all that. I mean, it depends on like how
how
everything.
those
Like,
trophies look over
yeah,
there.
I gotta blow my nose again.
Um, so it'll be curious how that rolls out. Um, because there's all these other models, whether it be just through. Well, okay, so let's talk about this aspect of it, right? And I just did it tonight. What did I do? I posted an A-main link.
And
Why? Because these places aren't a sponsor, but they're basically getting marketing out of all of us
yeah,
to market against our local hobby shops because we can then make money
you're such a scab.
off of what people use, right? Now, not every so and I try to be very careful about this.
Yeah,
I always try to say, here's this new product that's coming out. You order it from your local hobby shop. Like get in, call them. If you don't have a local hobby shop to support, because some people don't have one, it's hours to get to one, right?
yeah,
So they have to order online.
yeah.
I'm like, if you order with this link, it helps support, the cost. Like this isn't free to do, right?
Sure.
I was just telling somebody, I pay about $600 a year in just music licensing stuff.
Oh, bro, don't even get me started
500
on
a year
software.
for Adobe
Yep.
Suite. Um, $45 a month just to do this software here that's running this live stream. So that's 480 500. I
Yeah.
can't do math right now. $500 a year just to do this, which does not bring in $500
Right.
guaranteed. So
Yeah.
that's just money that's going out.
Yep.
So it does help. It helps offset some of those costs when people do use some of those links. Not here to try to get rich or do whatever, but
I would.
I also am not trying to take away from my local hobby shop. I would much rather people go to their local hobby shop and buy it if they've got one to support, because they've got more. I'm talking my fees, right? Computers to run this stuff,
Yeah.
cameras to run this stuff, lights, all this stuff that has been invested in. Hobby shops are paying rent. Some of them like $3,300
Oh, easy.
just for the storefront
Yeah.
before salaries, before any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Heat, water, insurance, all of these things that they got to carry.
Well,
Yeah,
they also have
website
to.
costs. Shoot,
Well,
and
they
the
also.
podcast cost is $100 a year. Website cost is $300 a year. I mean, it's thousands of dollars into just doing this for fun.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
basically what it comes down to,
It's a
right?
hobby. Yep.
Margin. Oh, yeah, here we go. Pilot Ryan. So these shops also have websites. They've got things that they don't have great margins on products, especially the things that people want, which is the big trucks, right?
Right. And they can't.
Margins on the truck aren't. It's better on parts than it is on the actual vehicles.
Right. And they can't mark down the prices, or else they get in trouble by their distributor. So
Yeah.
say they have a map price of $350. They buy it for $220, but they can't sell it for any less than it's price fixed. If you ever have time, go at all the different hobby shop or all the different websites and look, and you'll find that they're all within like $5 of each other,
Yep.
unless they have a sale.
Yep.
And it's because it's all fixed pricing.
Unless
And I
you
used
pay
to,
cash sometimes, some places.
yeah, well, I'm like, hey, I got this RC car
No
here.
record of this.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, a fresh out. Bam.
It's like this. It's like Olivia's little sign.
Yeah.
Secret.
No problem.
So she has this at our pit station now. It's her little
Oh, that's awesome.
our little business happening.
Yeah.
But no, it's I think people don't realize how hard it is for them to run a business, and I have empathy for them, but then I also think that there's ways that they can market
got to
too.
carry inventory, and they carry inventory that is never going to sell.
That's
I mean, that's
crazy.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So much stuff that'll never sell. Like when our local hobby shop went out of business in Virginia, they just closed. They didn't go out of business. They just decided to close their retirement. They wanted to sell it all off, take in
Yeah.
whatever money was sitting on the shelves, and that's their vacation money or their basically their retirement. But there's so much stuff that would never sell that had been there for 10 years for parts that the companies then, TLR 22. What number are they on now?
right.
So all those parts of cars that those shops had bought that didn't sell when people needed them
Yep.
because they got them from their sponsor at a
Yep.
discount and didn't buy them from the shop, that they now they just lost
Yeah.
all of that. It's not like a car dealer or whatever where they put them on your lot and then when you sell, you get,
Well,
So
they could
anyway, it's interesting.
they could mark it down. They could do a sale. They could
Yeah, you know how much
contact their
those
local
sit in
influencer.
bins for $2 or whatever trying to sell
Oh,
off?
I
We got
know.
them all over here still.
But they could hit up their local influencer and be like, "Hey, you want a bottle of fuel? Get this sold." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, whatever it is, you know what I mean? Like, I think there's creative ways of doing it. I just think that you see, so you know who was really good at it around COVID time? JJ Customs. He was hustling. Do you remember that
Yeah.
that he was
Still
hustling.
hustling?
He's still hustling, but not as hard as where he was. But
Okay.
yeah. What's this question?
Here's a question. With crawling, since I obviously don't do it, how much of crawling space is and or where do you get the parts for crawling? Did you mean my shop?
Huh?
Is he asking about our shop? How much with crawling how much of the crawling space is and or where do you get your parts for crawling? Horizon?
Oh, well, J&S has tons of crawling stuff. They have everything. J&S is one of our local hobby shops.
Yeah.
Hobbytown has a lot.
So the tricky thing is with crawling though, there's so many custom places that are outside of and don't sell in shops and people buy online.
Okay, slow
Whole
down.
different model.
Slow down, Tex, because that is the one that I think people see, and that's the one where they go down the rabbit hole on, is because there's a lot of these companies, like I'm going to use Scale Metal Supplies as a way for this.
They're a local shop the way I see it too, so I support them.
No, he is, but he's not in stores really.
Right.
So he has people like me and a couple other people that are team drivers or team, I'm technically a pro builder for him, but they're not sold in stores. So I'm driving all his customers to the website.
Yeah.
Or to his page. And that's where I think some of that stuff kind of gets lost in translation because yes, there's a lot of those people out there. A lot of your chassis builders and a lot of your, custom crawler tire inserts and blah, 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 blah that aren't in the big stores.
Yeah.
And there's still a lot of that for racing.
That's why it's hard in some ways to sell crawling stuff.
Yeah.
Because you're going to get some aftermarket stuff or whatever, but people aren't going to want it because they want to get all this custom stuff online, whatever, which I'm okay with. Again, because they're small people trying to make a living, do things too, just like the local hobby shops are, right?
Yeah.
It's a different beast than what's fighting them. So yeah, it's tough. Like, all those years that I was doing this and just taking stuff to make video again, because you put so much out that in order to keep content coming, you needed stuff that you didn't have to pay for.
Well, and here's
the thing. I was never sponsored.
Here's the world's smart.
I was sponsored by Venom Batteries at one point.
Yeah.
That's the only sponsorship I ever signed on for, really.
Yeah.
I think technically I was on Losi for a little while.
But these are different. These aren't
It
sponsorships. These
wasn't
are
for
brand
racing.
deals.
Those were they were different deals.
And
But
and
it
and
wasn't exclusive either.
right. And so that's kind of what I was just about to get at, is that I think what a lot of people don't realize too is
But
that
I never ordered from them because it was too much in shipping. And I
right?
just would go to my local shop and get it.
Yep. That's exactly how I was with Ovonic too most of the time. Unless they sent it to me for free, I was like, I'm not going to order it. It's too much to ship. But so here's a thing though. Like for instance, my brand ambassador deal with Team Associated, people don't realize, like what you were just talking about, the computer, the software, the time, the camera, the all the stuff it takes to shoot video for them or to make a video for them, versus like the, maybe the small mom and pop business that gives you the 10% kick down on a part,
Yeah.
to get. I think those are the ones that people kind of have a hard time with too, because they think they're taking business from the mom and pop shops, but it's
Yeah.
like, well, they're not really, because it's only 10%. And if, in my opinion, if the guy's buying a bunch of parts at 10% off and then giving them to his buddies, that's not really a huge save. It's not, you know what I mean? Like, and that's bad. He's losing money if he's doing that. So
Pilot Ryan wants to know if you'll help him sell his obsolete parts that he's got at his shop.
so I will.
So he is different in that he has a YouTube channel and he has marketing on his own
Exactly.
through doing
Yeah.
that.
Right.
And so he sees both sides. And he also is an influencer who gets stuff from companies to do
Yep.
influencing with. But he also realizes probably from that, like,
That
what
converts
he's
to
going to
his
carry
sales.
still, because he realizes that
Right.
even though he's doing some of that, that's not going to convert to people coming and buying it from him. So he's at least on the know of, well, I'm not going to stock this because people are going to order like FMS stuff. They're going to order it before he'll ever get it,
Right.
because who is it that sells all the FMS stuff, that does all the one, they offer crazy sales.
Yeah.
And then two, they offer like special bodies and all that from it. It's like a relative of the FMS owner that owns one of the companies that sells a bunch of this stuff. So like it's come to haunt, our shops here, where they'll get some of this cool new stuff in, but everybody already bought it. They got it online and they got it
Pre-sale.
cheaper than he would even be able to sell it for.
Fair RC. That's what tankers
So
say.
yeah, there's that struggle as well. So
Yep.
Nick B saying, where do I get all my stuff from? Horizon. It's not always Horizon. I get Vanquish.
Yep.
And
I go to
usually
A-Main.
buy my stuff, a lot of that stuff, from Reaction RC. Like most of my parts and stuff for him, I get through Reaction. So, he sold his stake in the shop 7 months ago. Oh, I didn't know that.
Crazy. Yeah, so like I get my stuff based off of where I can find the best deal. I'm cheap, so like I'll go. A lot of times I do the RPP thing because of the discount of that code that you have to go click on and find.
Yep.
So I'll do RPP, or I'll do A-Main. Those are the two mail order places. Those are the two I normally go through.
Those are I do A-Main and Horizon. Like if I order, those are usually where I would.
Yeah.
If it's something that my guy's like, well, I don't do that. Like he mainly does crawling, right? So
yeah.
There's a few things, like I just got the Red Cat Ascent from him.
Yep. Well, and like to your point, the nearest hobby shop to me is at least 30 to 40 minutes either direction. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't got time to do an hour and a half trip to get a $20 part.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
some of it's stuff that, it doesn't make sense. And some shops maybe should look at, doing some stuff online, right?
Yeah.
It's worked for some people really well.
Yep.
Mofo's done really good with it, right?
Yeah. Take it easy, Nick.
Yep. See you, Nick.
See you in a couple weeks.
Oh, you didn't start a debate. You're all good, dude. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't trying to dog on this. I was trying to play devil's advocate.
No, I know. For sure.
I think sponsors are good.
Yeah.
I think certain people deserve it. They put in a lot. And I mean, as much as we're trying to look out for the hobby shop guy, you got to look out for yourself at some point too. if it's
Well,
costing you so much money to do.
yeah.
Where
I
you
th-
can save, and where you can buy from them, right?
Yep.
Um, all my Endure stuff, any of that stuff that I could get on. I mean, I just wait, and when I go in on Thursday to do crawling, I just get it there. Like,
Yep. Or
our
like pick
shop's carrying
something.
that. I think they're carrying Mia's stuff now too. Like,
Yeah. Well, like I was gonna say, pick something because, like, for me, 90% of the tires I get from my trackside shop.
yeah,
Like, it's just the way it is. Like, because they're convenient. I buy it from them. Like,
yeah.
or like
I'm not
one
going
of
to drive out of my way. So let's think of it like this. I just went to the chiropractor. I've been needing to go. My hip's been just sore like crazy all the time. So I go. Guy's amazing. Has
Mhm.
awesome specials. It's like,
You get a pizza with it or something.
yeah, I mean, I could, well, no, but I just get Mr. Burger, which is right across the street. But great deals. Like for, it's most chiropractors, it's going to be 50 to $60 for a session, right? Or whatever, $35 per whatever. Where with him, he had you could do those. Or you could buy 4 of them for like $80, 4 sessions, so it'd end up being $20 each, or you could do like $120 a month, and you could come in every day if you wanted. Like you could
Yeah.
literally, so it'd be great if I didn't live 30 minutes from him, because I'd be driving an hour a day of my day in order to try and get that deal, which
Right.
is costing me in time, costing me in gas. In my truck, it's it's not cheap to drive around.
Right.
Oh, come on, Trump, bring those prices below $2.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a great deal, but I ain't gonna go that far for it. Like same
Yeah.
thing with some of the parts. Like luckily I go to my shop every week as it is. It's 20 minutes away, 25 minutes
Right.
away, but we go because he brings us in to do comps.
Right.
I have a reason to be there, so I just wait. Like nothing's in that big of a
Yep.
rush for me to get it. If it's a basher part, guess what? I'm probably going to order it online right now
Yeah.
because the bashing shop is about 40 minutes from me. I
Yep.
don't go that way that often.
Yep.
If something new, cool, whatever comes out, I will go there to buy it.
Right.
But just like for a big thing, like a new car or a new whatever, or if I have a lot of things, I'll go there. But if it's just a $5 A-arm or whatever,
Yeah.
shoot, I'm going to have it at my door next day,
Yep. Yep.
So I do my best to support local, but sometimes you just got to support yourself in that it doesn't make sense. And especially those people that are doing a lot more. Like if I was just having my one car and it's like, oh, it's whatever. I'll just go there when I can get it. But when
Yeah.
you're constantly trying to support as much as, YouTubers or some other people are to keep things moving and going, you
Yeah.
just don't got time to do that. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and to your point, 2 things. One, ambassadors are totally different from the sponsors, and ambassadors are, I think, the ones that you probably see a lot more in the limelight. And or sponsored is what I meant, different than sponsored drivers. And then I don't remember who it was that just said it, but about contingency money.
yeah, Sonic Moto.
Yeah, that would be
Also,
sweet,
I
but that
just got I wish I had it here. I got my mandolin back.
oh, nice.
I got from him, and
Yeah.
it's sick. It's really
But what I was gonna say is that you don't
sorry.
get contingency money until you're at the
We don't
top of
talk
the
about
game.
mandolins apparently. So
Nope.
I gotta get
No,
another.
you don't get contingency stuff until you're at the top of the game. That's when you get contracts from like written contracts from the manufacturers. That's like a
They're
chassis
also
spec.
helping with research and development and some other stuff a lot of times too.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Yep.
So
So I mean, those would be sweet, but that the other part of that is that people don't realize what there is some kind of stress. It's like when you get a car to do a video with, and you got to do a video in a certain amount of time,
yep.
and it's like you got all this stress to do it, and then the radio doesn't work, and then they send you a radio, and you're like, okay, now I can do
Oh,
the
it's too late.
video,
Yeah.
but I'm sick, and then everyone has their videos out. Sweet.
Dude, that skate park video is looking rad.
It's gonna look pretty good now that I got my radio.
Gonna be able to do the lights.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
So funny thing, last week that was
How funny
behind
is
me
it? Oh yeah.
when we were trying to lift the black levels on that
Yeah.
video, that video that I made, and I blacked out that car around the headlights so that you wouldn't be able to see too much of it.
People are never
I
going to
did
take
lift
us
it.
seriously anymore because they don't know that I know sometimes what you know, but I'm not saying what I know because I don't want what you know to get out for other people to know.
These are beautiful trucks, by the way. I wish it didn't have the posts, body posts, like everybody else.
See, Tony, what
But
happened was
really good.
I was unburdened by what was done.
Yeah.
Or however that goes.
So I actually had made that video that we were then trying to lift the colors on. I'm like, I know people are going to try and lift the colors on this stupid thing. I'm going to put black boxes all over it except for the headlights so that you can't do that.
Just
So
saying.
I showed enough of the car. I kept it so tight that I didn't care. You could have lifted all the other ones. We were already showing it. It's not like it was like some of the super hidden ones, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you've lifted. Who cares? Like, you're allowed to see all of those parts. Yeah.
Oh,
Thank God.
yeah, it's too funny.
These old flap.
What
So,
could
yeah.
Yep.
Wait, now what's Nick B freaking spiely about?
Oh, he was talking about tires.
Oh,
I'm just going to tell you right now.
he doesn't like Ryzen.
I don't know, but the TZO tires for the dirt, I've tried. At the beginning of summer, I went through a bunch of different tires. That's why I reached out to TZO, and they were like helping me figure out what tires to run. And then I got like I was trying different. I tried Pro Lines, I tried Lugs, I tried AKA. What other ones? JCon. And then I tried TZO, and I got someone on TZO telling me what to try, and I tried it. And I had Nick Wally Builds helping me out a little bit, telling me what tire to try. And then just from that help, like that's the kind of stuff that I think building relationships with your community, that's part of getting those, agreements or whatever. And now I'm not going back. Those tires are awesome for dirt. And I know which ones to use. And if I have a question, I can be like, hey, this tire's not hooking up. What do I do? And they'll tell me what to do. It's awesome. What are you looking up, Tony?
Oh, the unburdened by what has been quote by that was very used by a Mrs. person. Everyone kept posting different ones of it, and I was trying to see which one was the actual quote people were using. But yes.
One of these days I'm gonna not mute my mic and just blow my nose right into it. Just,
Man, so that I know some people get riled up by all that stuff. I know there's some hobby shops that were really posting like, stop taking sponsorships. I'm not gonna do that. Like if somebody's offering you one and it makes sense, if it's stuff you already use and you don't plan to make any switches, why not?
I have no shame taking
I chose not to because I was doing a YouTube channel and I didn't want to have to. One, I didn't want to say that anybody was saying that I couldn't say negative things about their stuff or whatever. Two, I wanted to try other stuff and not be only able to run one person's thing, which is why in the end I ended up leaving Venom. I realized like this doesn't make sense. Not that I have to be trying other batteries. Like that's not that's one of those things where I'd be like, who cares? Like it's a battery. I'll take the sponsorship. Get batteries to run my vehicles. Not a big deal. But I really wanted to do the Spectrum stuff because I was so tired of having full batteries that I should have been discharging. So that was the one thing I was like, I kind of like this new tech.
Yep.
As much as I hate how proprietary it is in their charging and their whatever. But
Diesel Flapping Lip says that's like saying stop getting money for doing what you love.
Yeah.
Like, well, and here's the thing.
Well, you're not getting money. It's just you're paying less.
Yeah, and here's the thing.
You're trying to make it hurt less because you have to buy so many tires in order to do racing and do whatever. Like,
Well, that's the thing. Like, if it's something that I use and it's something that makes my cars perform,
Yep.
and I'm using them 4x and wearing them out and putting them back in and wearing them out and putting them back in, and I feel comfortable that I can be like, hey, Tony, these TZO tires that I'm using on this dirt track are freaking awesome. You should try them.
Yep.
If you're having a hard time, if you're pushing or whatever, I'm like, here. And I literally have, and that's the other part that I think people don't, I don't know why hobby shops would get mad at this, because it's like giving someone a gateway drug. Like, we all do it. I gave someone a set of tires. I was like, here, try these, because they were asking to try J-Con Prisms, or not J-Con, J-Con Swaggers up front for stadium truck. I was like, yeah, here, I got a set right here. And I just said, take them, run them, see if you like them.
Yep.
I have another set. I'm going to get another set. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
that's just part of the hobby. It's part of like the goodwill of the hobby. Like,
Yeah. So people are saying they miss Venom batteries. They were cool to work with. They did not understand marketing, unfortunately. They did not utilize what I was willing to do for them.
yeah.
And
I
trying to
think
get
there's a
their
lot
name
of
out.
RC companies that don't understand marketing.
Yeah. I was willing to be like, hey man, I will like speak, let's do this. Let's talk. I think the hardest thing for them is, and
Wait,
it's
wait,
what
wait,
all
wait.
of this kind of is about
Wait,
in
wait.
some ways.
Were you willing to do the full spread as Mike Honcho?
No. No. But I was willing to make content and just really, we did a whole mud pit like video with it that was all Venom, had a little snake pit and all that, and we themed out that monster truck that I'd built
Yeah.
as a Venom truck, it was a mud truck build, custom chassis that I paid for. Like, I put my money into it. Like, and people don't realize it. Like, I wear these hats, Reefs hats. I wear Reefs shirts all the time. You'll see me wearing them. I wear J Concepts ones. There's other companies. I can't even think of all of them right now. I'll wear Mofo. But like, I buy these hats. This isn't like a gift for sponsorship.
Right.
I was at the Reefs thing. We were hanging out doing whatever, but like, I just threw down $25 for a hat.
Yep.
'Cause I
Most
like their
sponsors
stuff.
don't. Most sponsorships too. They don't really send you a care package anymore. Like, they just say,
Team
"Here's your
Pirelli
discount."
does. They sent a really nice one.
I remember seeing that one. I was like, bro,
They
jelly.
sent a nice one with pit mats and radio bags, custom stickers with your name
Mm.
on them, and logos that they designed for it. And
That's crazy.
there's a lot of RC companies that don't understand RCs. That's the quote of the night. That is the quote of the night. I think I'm just going to leave that up there for a little bit.
There you go.
But yeah, so the unfortunate thing with Venom that I was trying to say was there's a huge influx of really cheap batteries, and people were like, well, this one does the exact same thing at half the price.
Yeah.
That
market blew up really fast.
Yep. And they don't have warranties like Venom did, and that's again where it's the cost of doing real business. So, I should pull this up. All right. Colorball can stay there. How can I do this? YouTube, JHS pedals. Let's try this.
That's nice, Blue Dooley. He said he got a set of wheels for doing a SEMA build competition. It's interesting too, because sometimes I'm like, do I just have like a scarlet letter on? Because I'll reach out to a company and won't hear anything. Like, and I'm like, why not? Why don't I get any love? Like, JCon, ghosted. Red Cat, I was literally ready to be a Red Cat fanboy before they were big, before I got on with Element, and no love.
So this guy, I don't know if his video is still up. JH Pedals,
Uh-huh.
US guy, bass, makes guitar pedals. He just had to release a video kind of defending. I don't know if you've seen this guy before, Stephen Wilson Jr., Hardy, father, son. So good. This song's so good. You guys should Google that later. Okay, it's not showing up. So he just did. Let me just pull up. I think maybe if we go to his channel, it'll show it. Where he responded, "Oh yeah, how much do guitar pedals really cost to make?" So you can't really see it. And this thumbnail here says, "Are pedal companies ripping us off?" So it's a bunch, a YouTuber goes on and just says, "Hey, this part costs this much money. This part, the case is metal. I can make it for this much." And then, so this guy comes on and he defends the cost. He's like, "I have 40 employees. We don't actually, like, the guy's trying to say how much it costs. He's like, we don't sell them for, they're $200. Most guitar pedals now are $200. This guy's trying to be like, I could make it for like $70 or whatever, like just parts alone." But he's not, all the factors that he's not taking into account that a business has, like the overheads, like the employees, 40 employees, health insurance, taxes, all this stuff for them, buildings, equipment, machinery, computers to run all that equipment that they do all the testing on and make, like, yeah, if you just take parts,
Right.
that's the cost. So two things about this. One, YouTubers just blowing stuff up, speaking their mind like we're doing now, have no clue what it actually takes to run or, to do some of this stuff. So to say Venom, and because I was just about to say how Venom costs were one way, and then, other companies are coming in and undercutting that because
Right.
they're not in the US and they don't have some of these overheads that we have here for a company that's based here. But I mean, a lot of this goes to a lot of the things we're talking about from the shops and what they run. And so I just want to put that out there as we're talking about this. We're not, we're just two YouTubers.
I'm a YouTuber now?
Two dudes just talking on a live stream on something we probably don't know enough about to really have a strong voice in. And even some of the companies, like the hobby shops that are complaining about this, don't even know the back end or ins and outs of how all this works within the actual race companies. And so there's just a lot of opinions. There we go. There's a lot of opinions that, I mean, they really do have potential when people like that guy makes opinions like that can sway opinion on what's a really reputable company. Luckily this guy was super even keeled about it. And it's just like, this guy actually plays guitar well. He's, he just doesn't understand. So let's have a conversation dialogue. That guy actually it was one of the most like bro type of good things on the internet that you don't see happen very often, where then that guy comes back and like, dude, like I was totally wrong.
Right.
Yeah. There's way more than just the parts involved. And I just, when we look at things and we don't understand business models,
it's such a multifaceted thing.
Yeah. So I just want to make sure we just caveat all of this.
Way to walk it back, Tony.
Walking some of it back. But I mean, all we did was devil's advocate things. We didn't really make any hard stance lines against either or. And you see both sides of it, right? From either company's standpoint.
Okay. So
and we don't have skin in the game. So we're not being hurt by it and being pissy toward the other.
Here's a news flash too. I'm only being sponsored basically because of my kids that are 10 and 12. and it's like, and it's not even being sponsored
because your kids.
I am. And it's okay.
Yeah, child labor.
No, but here's the thing is that it's not really that, because we're not really sponsored, quote unquote.
Well, we look more like legit right now because we keep messing with our microphones
and bring it in to make a point. So no, but what I'm saying is it's like when I coached baseball and I had the mom or the dad come up and be like, hey, Johnny's going to this D1 school. And I'm like, Johnny's 11, bro. Like, I'd be like, let's be honest. Johnny isn't even going to like baseball in 2 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like, And I think that's what a lot of people have to also kind of swallow, that big pill that we are only around for a flash in the pan when it comes to this RC racket. Very few of us are going to make it
I'm
past
already a nobody again.
Who?
Exactly. Reefs is going to come on this afterwards and tell me to just take a gray marker to his logo.
Yeah, he's going to be like, "Can you please remove
Tape up
that cap?"
that. Wear it backwards.
He's going to throw your hat into the fireplace.
You go.
He's going to be like,
"You go, Reef.
You're dead to us."
You didn't pay for that anyway. You should be paying for that prime spot that we were giving you."
That's too funny. He used to
I do it
sponsor my
quick.
podcast.
I do it quick so you don't see my bald spot.
He used to sponsor my podcast.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of podcasts, I'm going to have a new episode hitting.
I have
For
one
people that do listen.
3/4 in the can by when I was talking about starting it again.
Mm-hmm.
Never finished it.
So tell everybody about that podcast you keep sending me, the Sunday is Cool guys. But what's the actual name of it? Dragons or butterflies?
Ninjas.
Ninjas or butterflies. Where did I get
But
dragons?
but their YouTube channel is Sunday Cool.
That's their t-shirt company.
I know, it's
They
also
have a marketing company, and then they do this YouTube that came out of it as almost advertising for their.
It's almost as good as that. We should start singing
videos. That was then like, hey, get your shirts through us. We understand you, and we make these hit videos you can use in your youth group that are funny and clean.
Yeah.
But then they're just like straight legit funny. Like then they started doing all this other stuff about the UFOs.
Well, bro, that's like
goodness,
that's my
so
love
good.
language right there, talking about all the conspiracy stuff, and I love it.
Yeah, so they do a lot of conspiracy stuff. They're hilarious.
Yeah,
the character the one long-haired guy does is with the glasses.
Well, and they do these songs that are like
he can't sing. It's awful.
Well,
but it's so good.
But they do songs that are like parody off of other songs, and then they try. I think they try to get them flagged, and then they say, "Go watch them on my Patreon."
Yeah,
because like the last one I heard, I was playing for my wife.
Well, they upload it, and then they wait to see if it's flagged, and they don't actually like make it public, and they go back and edit it out. They sorry, we got flagged. But yeah, they just did that one about the Clintons are demons.
Yeah, well, and then the one before that was fartless instead of heartless from Kanye.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's funny stuff.
It's good. They did a collab with another podcaster.
That was awesome,
bro.
That's better than our set.
You should. Can you pull that up?
We need to like 3D in ourselves.
That's so. It was called
Sunday Cool.
No, but they were on someone else's podcast.
Right here, Ancient Blurry Creatures.
Blurry Creatures.
Yeah, it's right here. All right, so we're gonna take Crawler Baller off for a second. Yeah, you were in the can, 3/4 in the can. You're like partially in the toilet, but not all the way.
I was just
this guy right here, so funny, man.
Yeah. Where's the
Hardy on?
Yeah, where's the Blurry Creatures one?
It's at the top. Hold on. So most of these are about their ninjas or butterfly, because they also use things youth pastors shouldn't have to say.
Right.
Some of those are hilarious, dude.
I know.
So funny.
Yeah.
The Chinese spy balloon one. Did I send you that one?
I don't think so.
Oh, the Chinese spy balloon one is good.
They're all hilarious.
That is really good. Man.
Look at that. It's like all 80s. Like they're like our age genre.
Blurry, so it's like, but it looks like the Blockbuster logo.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, I want a set like that so bad.
They got the Pizza Hut light.
I know.
Up there.
Yep. All the old games.
Phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you could tell it's all a facade
games,
too.
Set tapes,
like the stairs going up the back is just a facade.
Yeah. Yep.
Ooh, that's a good one, Crawler Baller. Maybe I'll make that my new podcast name. 3/4 in the can.
That's not a bad name.
What's going on, Jeff Brown?
What's up, Jeff? We're just talking about how sponsors kill hobby shops. Do you have anything to say about said topic?
Quick, end the stream.
I'm sure you do. Yeah, this guy's so funny.
Yeah. Very good podcast, though. Very entertaining.
I haven't
doesn't.
listened to it except for this one. You sent me 2, but this is the one I actually listened to. I finally got. I should have
Oh.
listened to the Hardy one because I like Hardy. His
Yeah,
music
no.
at least.
Well, the Ruslan's on one of them. Ruslan?
Ruslan, oh yeah, I like him too.
Yeah, he's on one of them. It was hilarious. That one was the
That guy
fartless
just
one.
seems cool.
Ruslan?
Yeah. His set's really
Yeah.
cool too.
Yeah. He does this a lot too.
I know,
think
that's what I'm saying. We feel
I-
legit
I think
because
that
we're
makes you
moving our
feel.
microphones. Like that's a
Yeah.
very podcast thing to do.
Yeah,
That's what Harley and them hate. They're like, why do they have these mic? Just
I know.
hide your microphone up here.
I like it when people
It looks
talk
more
like this.
cool when you're constantly having to move it because you're leaning in.
I know. For
Oh
being
boy,
important.
Jeff says he missed it.
He did.
He missed all the talk about
got
sponsors
spicy.
and people not buying from their local shop because they got to get their discounts.
Yep.
Steal their set green screen style. That was the funny thing. Their entry is they were out the window,
Yeah.
right? Because I was thinking the whole thing was just like a picture.
Yeah. No,
like,
it's an actual set.
It's
Yeah.
an actual set. Like you
Yeah, it's
actually
a backdrop.
because you could light that and then take a picture of it and then print it as a backdrop and wallpaper to the wall. But it's legit.
That's
I like
thing.
the carpet too under the desk.
I know. I think I got to move out to Michigan.
Yeah.
That way we could actually do it in person. That's what we need. This whole either that or what we do is
still put the bar between, just like
yeah.
that's
You know what would be dope?
I'm gonna do it on my computer and you do it on yours right next to me, and then
what we should do is we should do a crowd fund so that we make the exact same background.
Remember we did that actually when we were at Ryan's? We started the stream on two. You were on your phone in a different room.
Yeah.
And then we joined them. That was funny.
Yep.
We should.
We should get our backdrops, like go to IKEA and get the exact same chair, the exact same shelf, and then we can just set it up. So
so a hobby shop owner who also is a big time tire compound company says there's a reason he doesn't sponsor people with SXT.
Well, I'm not going to ask then, Jeff Brown.
Oh, he's open for resumes. He just changed his mind.
Yeah. He's like,
Resumes.
Well,
well,
so that's what one of the tracks
about not having that is having that Instagram day where everybody posts their new sponsors. I do miss that day.
I know.
Email Tony, he'll help you. You're all sponsored through SXT. Here's your discount code. Call Jeff with any problems. If it doesn't work,
I'm here for the CCXRC discount.
I will give everybody sponsorship through SXT with special codes that you can use on their website.
So one of our local oval tracks has said that they're only allowing, I forgot which sauce it is, until their sauce comes out, and then they're only allowing their sauce on the track. I'm like, but how does that work? You gonna sniff them? Like, this isn't our tire sauce. Like
that's when you go like the days that they have a cold. We're like, we're saucing them up, baby.
All right, just get
director can't breathe.
All right, just get the fart spray, put it all around the tire. Like, here, smell these.
Mine smells like burning electronics. What does yours smell like?
Smells like a turd covered in cat hair.
On road or off road, Pablo?
Off road. We can only do dirt for oval and for 8 scale.
And you can only use their tire compound on dirt.
No,
like, I get it on
carpet. Time out. Stop the show. This is for another track, not my local track. My local track, They don't care what you use. You can't do it on carpet though, or turf. But you can only do
any
it on
sauce or just
no sauce. It deteriorates the carpet. But
SXT.
Well,
can I say that, Jeff? Am I allowed to say that or no? Is that true?
Tia.
Did I just speak a mistruth?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it'd be for 8 scale dirt
on carpet. Tires ruin carpet. Yeah, exactly. Not the sauce.
You ruined carpet. Frozen. What's Frozen? Tony's Frozen.
He got frozen.
Mm.
So yeah, I'm gonna be making a lot more mini videos. That's for sure. That last one did so good. We'll be
Yeah.
highlighting drivers. We'll be highlighting their
Oh,
builds.
I don't have any video of it. My microphone was on point
Oh yeah.
interviewing drivers. Yeah, it
Oh,
was
the little one.
it was dope,
Did you
dude.
get it all finished? Did the other
Yeah,
part come in? Do you have it
yeah.
here? You sure?
Uh,
No.
I'd have to go out to the garage.
Gosh,
Yeah.
not prepared.
Uh,
Yeah. So we'll have to interview Jeff in one of them about the shop because everybody's always asking. We'll do a rules one, Jeff, but we're gonna do it in person, not over like live stream. We'll keep it short so we can cut it down to what like people actually want to watch.
mhm.
Under 10 minutes, not this hour and 45-minute junk we're doing right now. That we gave a disclaimer at about the minute, hour 30, that everything we said is total BS. And
Yeah.
it means nothing because we're just dumb YouTubers.
We were just fighting for the gram.
Yeah. So, but yeah, the last video just did awesome. Like the last three videos have done awesome.
Really?
The one from Great Lakes Gauntlet's done great. The
I'm so
one from the Sen truck has done well. This last one did really good.
I did the cardinal sin, Tony. You'd be so mad at me. So
You did everything on the thirds.
I went in thinking, had a game plan. I gave the girls the microphone and I asked them questions and I just sat there and I had it recording, but I wasn't taking video, but it was recording video like of, the table or whatever. Because I just wanted the audio over. So they had the microphone, it was great. And then the only video that I got, this never happens,
is recording in the off betweens.
vertical. I was like,
They actually held it vertical, or no, it started and then
no, I took vertical video. That's the only video I took. And I was like, you idiot.
on your phone?
Yeah. I was like, oh. Well, okay, so
It's great if you're just posting to reels. It's
I
fine.
take this back. I recorded all their video, all their races, not all of them, but I recorded a lot of their races.
All the interviews.
But no, I didn't record the interviews. It was just audio because I was going to do voiceover.
Oh yeah.
But I wanted to take some B-roll of them working on the cars and stuff like that. And all the B-roll I took, vertical.
Well, just do the cool like three of them across.
There's not even enough video. Like it's just there's two, like the girls talked for like 3 minutes each, and I know I'll cut it down, but so I'm just gonna
racist?
Huh?
You don't have the races?
I'm not racist.
They're races.
What? Yes, they're races.
You have the footage of the races.
Yeah.
So then just do that and then do like a cool scene between where you pop up three different.
Yeah. Well, I think what I'm going to do is
how many do you have? How many clips do you have of them working on stuff? A lot in Upright?
Yeah. Well,
just keep doing the three.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to be patient. There's no reason to rush out the video now. And I'm going to wait for the next race. And so like I didn't interview Olivia and another girl or two other girls. And so what I'm going to do is this race that we're going out to Oregon, I'm going to vlog style it with Olivia.
I would just do one of each one and then show them racing.
Well, that's what I'm going to
about what it means to race and then show their footage.
No, that's what I plan. That's what I mean. That's what I'm going to plan on doing for the next so at the next race, December 7th.
And get them also working on their cars in the pit. And yeah, you need a lot of that, more than you think you're going to need.
I know. That's why I was like, oh.
You always think you got it, and then you're like, man, I wish I had a whole 3 more minutes of that.
I know. And I got a couple really good shots too. And I was like, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. That's it.
And close-ups of them driving up in the stand and that kind of stuff.
Look how nice that looks.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But then you need the shots like that from the side of them up on the driver's thing. So in practice, you need to get them doing this. I know. Yep. Okay. Cool. Yeah, Dirk, it's good to be making them again. I got to that point where, like, you know how you think when you do something so much that because you've said it, what feels like a lot, and maybe you haven't even, or you've recorded a lot, but I feel like I made so many videos on the mini stuff that people didn't want to keep seeing it, and I was wrong. Like, so yeah, we're gonna keep making them, and we'll go from there.
Rad Raf.
And I've got that new rig that's coming.
Yes.
I can do this. I'll do
Rad
this.
Rad Raf. That was last week, actually. We were ahead of the game talking about people jumping ship. We didn't talk a lot about racers jumping ship, but we talked about other people jumping ship. And I think I found out where one of them's going, but I'm not going to say it yet because I don't know for sure.
I'll just do this and just say I have a new truck coming. That's all. You're muted.
Wow.
Yeah.
I needed to
Depending on it's the right color, I'll just say.
Wow.
It's gonna be red.
It'd be cool if you didn't pick the exact same color as that one.
All of your stuff. I always pick green.
I picked green first.
I think.
Think what?
Cool. Thank you. I'll tune into last week's Red Raft.
No, it wasn't too big. We were just talking about people making the move from Associated to A-Main and making the move off of Associated.
What does it say? Have you guys talked about the industry long terms leaving?
Like Schultz leaving?
Oh, yeah.
Like all the movement. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then some of those guys that went to, I don't know where John Schultz landed yet.
I think I heard where he did.
We'll talk about it after.
Yeah.
One of the other guys from Team Associated went to A-Main.
Nick.
Yep. I haven't heard about anybody from Axial Horizon really, except for one of them that went to Real 1-to-1.
Well, and
stuff.
Went to stuff? No, except for the guy that went to Reef. But that was
the designer from the Pro.
Yeah, it was a couple months ago.
Yeah. Yep, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Somebody asked earlier about the Honcho and with the licensing, having the Lexus and all that. Lexus licensing.
Big things like what, Jeff Brown? Did you hear what our conversation?
Put up a ton of stuff, man. I'm waiting to see what they come out with. That's going to be like their own. Like, are they going to do their own cars?
Jeff, did you hear our conversation last week? Does it have anything to do with that? I haven't heard anything about that, but it was on No Name. And
the Lexus Toyota. Do you think we'll see a licensed Honcho?
No.
That would be sick. Why not? If they got a Toyota, they still got to pay for each license that they're going to do. Usually, it's not usually you can do all of our cars. It's usually a very specific.
What dirt sheets are you talking about?
He missed last week. I don't remember what we talked about with A-Main.
So last week, what we were talking about, what No Name Podcast was talking about, was that conspicuously, a lot of Associated's people has gone to A-Main.
Yeah.
A CEO, a marketing person, and Nick, and a couple other people, I thought. So what they were talking about was they thought Schultz was going to A-Main. I don't think that's where he went. But they were talking about, No Name Podcast was talking about what if A-Main bought Associated.
Oh, just the race side of it. Away from, you think they'd buy all of it?
It's all one, yeah.
Okay. Associated Electrics and then Team Associated, right?
Associated Electrics covers everything. Well, it covers Factory Team, Reedy, and Element.
Oh yeah. Ooh.
But
if they did, they'd probably keep the name still, kind of like Dance Competition, some of that other stuff that they've.
They couldn't change it. You can't change away from Team Associated. That's got too much pedigree.
They'd just be the owner of it and control. When they're such a huge distributor now, too.
Dude, if they were able to do that, they could license bodies for all the RTR stuff. I don't know. I think that would be sick. I have no insider knowledge of that other than what I listen to on the podcasts.
I think like their online people and all that have a really good. I mean, their sales strategies and all that does really good.
Mm-hmm.
I wish that they could group the colors of cars better on there instead of having different links for every single color of an X Max or a. It's just stupid to link to them, but stuff like that. But yeah,
I think also
website wise, it can be a little bit of a pain compared to some of the others.
I think A-Main. So here's another one that when I was talking about
Jeff's been busy, man. He's been doing like wrestling matches and
crazy.
went to the Trump rally.
That's crazy.
The last one before it was actually the day of the election. He didn't come until 12:15 a.m. to Grand Rapids. And we were the last stop. Jeff was there with really great seats. He doesn't have time to be in live streams. Sitting in line at the events, all the big events coming to town. He had awesome WWE, WrestleMania, whatever they call it. I'm not a wrestling guy. Not since the Hulk Hogan days.
Yeah.
Junkyard Dog, Rowdy Piper, all that stuff. I wouldn't know who's even a wrestler anymore.
Sergeant Slaughter. That was
Sergeant Slaughter's a good one. Yes, I liked him a lot. But yeah.
So A-Main. So not to talk about another sponsorship thing, but that was one that I thought would be cool if I could get hooked up with the girls team. Was the A-Main, and here's why. Before you flame me on this,
I thought we just said that sponsors were bad.
Here's why.
Isn't this whole thing that we just talked about?
Because our local trackside support
is A-Main. Oh wait, no, you have a track.
But they go through A-Main. So if we got sponsored by A-Main, then any parts that we would throw on the cars would be available at the trackside support. So see what I'm doing here? I'm trying to connect all the dots together so everybody's back is
A-Main is just their distributor. It's not really like a tie.
Well, it's their distributor.
They have to buy. Yeah.
So they have the parts that we want, that we use, the pretty parts or whatever, at trackside support. So I'm trying to connect all the dots so that everyone's back is scratched, everyone's happy. It's a win-win. It's a fugazi. Are they? I'm just saying. That would be cool. Right? Why wouldn't that be a good move?
I don't do sponsors.
I just crush a lot. That's what you need, the t-shirt. You need a monster truck that says, I don't do sponsors, I just crush a lot.
Yep.
But you don't crush anymore. Oh, shots fired. Does that hurt when people say that to you?
It did for a little while. And I'm like, yeah, but now I play with really tiny crawlers on a tabletop.
Yeah, cut me deep.
So
I want the
how cool
the
are
red
you
cat
compared to me?
Save some of the ladies for us. That was probably the best comment that I've heard.
Oh my gosh. I spit out my drink when I read it. I started crying. I was gone. Like I'm handed it to my wife. I'm like, you gotta read this. Oh, it was so good. That was during the retro class. Bunch of dudes standing around in a hotel lobby with carpet laid out.
Crocs and socks, baby.
Little jumps made. These little trucks, like little pop wheelies.
Yes, that's a big pun reference.
Ladies for the rest of us. It was good. The Black Friday deals, we just talked about some of them earlier.
Yep.
That Red Cat one's pretty huge with that hauler.
Yeah, it is.
It's big. Jeff would lose money selling his at that, probably. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So we talked about some of the Black Friday stuff early on, and then we went into sponsors because that's kind of I feel like that got brought up because of the low C TLR notes that just dropped, and then everybody talking about whether it's good or bad, and then everybody's,
I'll be transparent. I'm going to apply for the low C one when it comes out, and I'll see what the process is and how it goes. I'll talk people through that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really anticipate being accepted to be one of those because I don't really have a YouTube presence except for this anymore. But like I said, the people I work with don't do matcha trucks and they don't do U4s. So those are the two things that I really want to do. And Losi has both of those that I like. So
Yeah. Okay, going to see Backstreet Boys. In said.
ooh,
Yeah.
Backstreet Boys.
Oh wait, no, it was
98 Degrees.
no the ones that sing all the harmonies. Christmas
Boys
stuff.
to Men.
No.
Pentatonics.
Pentatonics.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. He's like, shh. You need to tell the girl about the Backstreet Boys concert. That's why he's saying shh.
Oh yeah. So Rad
or like Jeep Body. No, because I think
like it.
like every time a new Jeep Body drops for our speed, then a kitten is killed somewhere. So yeah, it's just
Rad Raff has a good topic that we need to do again. The top 10.
yeah, but we're doing that for Christmas.
Yeah.
Our list of items like that we would want, right? For each of the from crawling to tools to whatever, like what would be like your pick,
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Speaking of Cougar Fest. So I'm on the stand this weekend, right? My car was like, I didn't get it put together until the first qual. So I had zero practice.
Yep.
Super technical track. And I'm out there and I don't know where I found speed. All of a sudden I'm going fast. And I literally yell that out. I'm like, I'm going fast again. I'm like, Karen, get out of the car. I'm yelling it from the track.
That's great.
Yeah, it was good, man. I felt like I was going fast. One of the guys down on the track was yelling at me. He's like, "Don't let him go by," because I had my body came off, so I had lap traffic, but he was on the lead lap, so I was pacing him, and I wasn't holding him back, but I was like he was challenging me for a spot, and I've learned not to just roll over and give spot, like to make him earn it. We probably went for 3 or 4 laps, like he was on my tail, and I was like, if I could do this from the first lap, then I'd be at the top, like, or, somewhere up there at least. And, yeah. And then I let him pass because he was fighting for bump position and I just got back on him and chased him down. But my car, I found out my car goes so much better if I drive it like on the ragged edge. So much better.
Yeah. Just drive fast.
I just have to like be confident that I can hold it. Cougar Fest.
That's funny. All right. Well, we should wrap it. It's midnight here, midnight 12.